Alright, so tonight I've got this hatchet axe. Not, sorry, Joe. uh, Hand axe, uh, which is most likely a full size axe stuffed on a hatchet handle. That shouldn't be. This was not featured and followed me home yet because I just got it today. But long story short, I've got like 5 hours of voice footage that I need to edit into a video. That's going to take me way longer than I have time to upload before I want this video to go, a video to go live. So we're doing something else instead, which makes no sense, but it makes sense to me. So my thoughts, I've got this cool little hand axe. I say little, this is probably, I'm suspecting, about a 3-pound head on a 17-inch handle. So definitely not the right handle for this head. And as you can see, I alluded to, it is very gappy, right? Looks like there's something triangular metal in there. That'll be fun. And a screw and a lot of rotted wood. But I did not buy that for this axe for this handle. It was a eBay find. The price was absolutely right. They had almost no information listed on it, just some pictures. I said, hey, that's a pretty short handle, because they gave the overall length. I was like, well, maybe that's a hatchet head, a Connecticut Pattern hatchet head. Maybe it's a boy's axe, maybe it's a full-size axe. But either way, at the price, any three of those options I'd have been fine with. So I threw the, or hit the buy it now button, and it is now here a few days later. And I'm looking at it, and I think it's probably about a 3-pound head. That's my suspicions. So if we weigh it with the handle right now, it comes in at 3 pounds, 14 ounces. If you look at the size of the head, I've got a couple other 3-pound heads. So this guy here is just under 3 pounds. That looks like it's about a spot on size comparison. This is that Crown Mystery Connie that I really like the shape of. Still want to do something with that. That looks like it's about the same pattern size. This guy here, this was a gift from Ryan, Lionhead Restorations. Dude, to this day, I still want to say Big Life, but Lionhead Restorations. Talking with some other guys, I think this is an Underhill, most likely, and I think that was probably a 3 in a circle there, because that is also right about the same size. I've also got a 3-pound plum, right? All Connecticut patterns. That is right about the same footprint. 3.5. A little bigger, right? So I suspect this guy is probably about a 3-pound head. Especially you figure this handle's maybe a pound, maybe 3/4 of a pound, which leaves the head right about 3 pounds. Maybe just a touch over. So, enough rambling. We'll get this in the vise, start pulling the handle, then we'll weigh the head. Maybe clean it up. I don't know. We'll see how far we get this video. But either way, got to start with getting the handle out. Alright, so to start, there's a screw in there, so we'll pull that out. There you go. Looks like it was a self-tapper, probably. Throw that in our box of treasures, or jar of treasures. Now, before we try to pull anything else out, maybe I can get a hold of this metal thing, or some of these other wedge pieces, remnants. Really not. I don't know if I really call them wedges left. It's kind of almost non-existent. I know I've said before, I really do like using a dull pair of old side cutters for lifting things out. It's handy. You know what, before we go any further, I am just going to give this a couple taps, see if we can seat the head further. Because one of the things is this handle is, it's toast. I'm not doing anything with it. It's cracked in a bunch of places. It's not the right size for this head. Super beat up. Palm swell's kind of junky. So I don't plan on saving it. There's really nothing redeeming about it. So it'll be going. The fact that half of this drove up and the other half didn't makes me think that half of this isn't actually connected anymore. So. That did work, so we're going to try to seat it even further. Like I said, I don't really care if this handle breaks, so. Well, maybe let's try driving it out. Man, there's so much mushrooming on this pole that it's making it hard to get a good grip on the vise here. That just gave up. Don't blame it. This wood is just so dry rotted and brittle. It's just, well, you can see what it's doing. I wonder if this is part of a triangle file, because I think that just broke, which would make me think it's brittle. And the only reason steel would be brittle is it's hardened or cast iron, so this shape, oh, that's definitely a file. Okay, that's interesting. Why would... It amazes me. I don't know why you would use a triangle file to try to tighten up a head. I suppose it's probably whatever someone had laying around. You know, why would you use the wrong size handle too? Probably what someone had. And you know what? Maybe it got them through a winter or something 100 years ago. Now, I am going to cut this and then try to drive it out the top of the eye, because I think that will be the most successful approach. Need to move this before I knock it over. Well, that wasn't tight enough. strap handle. I need to reclamp this. Maybe we'll try going like this right now. It'd be handy if I had my new vise mounted someplace where I could actually use it, but it's just sitting on the workbench right now, so. We are hitting. See, that's the problem with this vise shape. Almost there. Yes, I can drill it out. I'm just trying to save myself a step, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Alright. Bigger hammer. No, we gotta drill it. So one of the things I didn't mention about this eye is I'm hoping that this is a boy's axe size eye. I didn't measure it, but it looks smaller. Maybe that might also be wishful thinking. It'd be really cool if it was a boy's axe size. And there's the other tip of our file. All right, so our eye is clear. There may have been a maker's mark somewhere on that pole, but if there was, I think it is long gone, that mushrooming. All right, so before you, I have laid out 3 examples of boys' axe handles. One of them, house handles. So it's actually not a bad handle, right? Like I've said time and time before, if you can find a house handle, a place that sells house handles, and you can pick through them, like this one, I've got a Runnings that's local to me. They do carry house handles. I don't know. I was talking to Kevin from Bit and Bark. He says he's got a Runnings by him. They don't carry house handles, so it's probably location specific. Maybe some other hardware stores by you carry them. The Ace Hardwares by me carry Do It Best brands, which is where I got this one. But the house handles, they're not bad, right? They got a nice shape to them. The palm swells are thick. They're not the right shape as far as I'm concerned to have that pocket to fit your hand. Kind of fit that meaty part of your hand. It's kind of like a ball that you're grabbing instead of it fitting like a glove, which I feel like kind of makes you want to grab it down here, which isn't right. It doesn't, or where your hand naturally rests is up here. When it rests where you kind of want it to, it's kind of at an awkward point. So I think you can reshape this, like I've done in a ton of other videos, to be something nice. It's not terrible right now. It's a perfectly serviceable handle, but it's not what I prefer yet. The Do It Best brand is considerably closer right off the bat. Though the downside is they're a little bit thicker, and the palm swell is not as generous. You can see here. This one here on the right, here. Put them back in the orientation. I had them laying down there to make it less confusing. So the one on the bottom now is the house handle, right? You can see how much more meat is in that palm swell. Like I said, it's not the right shape. The Do It Best brand is much closer to the right shape in the palm swell, but it's not as thick. And the rest of the handle is a tad bit thicker. But both of these, again, I was able to pick them out locally. Really nice grain orientation. This has actually got some curl and stuff to it, so I think that's super nice. This one, really nice grain orientation. No run out. It's a shorter handle, right? It's 28 inches, and it's boys' axe, so you're putting a lighter head on it. Does it really matter? No, but that's kind of why we're here doing this. We're getting into the nitty-gritty, nitpicky stuff, right? And then the third option up here is the Bryant and Cochran handle that Kevin at Bit and Bark sent me. This is really nice. The palm swell down here is the right shape. It is the right thickness. It's actually probably on par, maybe if not a little thicker than the house handle. Maybe a tad bit thicker in the actual handle section. Probably about the same as the Do It Best brand as far as thickness in the middle of the handle. A little bit thicker up here. But this is a great jumping off point too. I really like the shape of the B&C, right? Really nice. I'll probably thin it down a little bit just to tune it up exactly how I like it, but realistically, that's good to go right from the start. There's nothing wrong with that. It fits really nice down here. The section that I'd probably thin is probably from like here up, which you'd kind of naturally do as you're hanging this head, right? This is thicker here when you're driving it down into that shoulder. I like dropping it down so there's a very gradual taper into the shoulder. Very gradual. So I prefer it. So that's probably exactly what I'll do with this. But to test the different tongues in the boys' axes, that's pretty close. Honestly, that would work right off the bat and really not need much, if any, shaping. And that's a nice looking handle. Sure, now I've got it stuck on there. There we go. Now I'll try to Do It Best. See, that's a bit thinner. That would be more of a gap than I'd want, honestly. So between these two, you can see the tongues are definitely right. This one here on the bottom, we'll keep them the same orientation. The bottom is the house handles. You got a lot more meat to work with. The top one here, this one, is the do it best. So if you're getting new into hafting and you have a genuine boy's axe that you're trying to hang on it, maybe that's better for you because you've got less work to do before it's right or fitting right. But if you're trying to make a slightly smaller die, full size eye fit, house handles might be your way to go. Let's test the BNC, because this is the handle I like the best, and with this being a nice light, well actually I haven't weighed it yet, light Connie, I think this would be the nicest. Yeah, that actually fits really nice. That, yeah, this is only into the tongue, or onto the tongue, you know, 3/4 of an inch, an inch. And it's filling all of the gaps side to side pretty nicely, honestly, and almost front to back. So by the time we seat this on the shoulder down to here, we'll get that extra 1/8 of an inch easily. And yeah, look at that here. Look and see how little light. I've done no shaping on this handle yet. How little light is coming around there, right? A little bit in the front there like we knew, but honestly in the back, it's looking pretty good already. So, I think I think the BNC is going to be the way to go. I think that's going to be a perfect match for this head. Oh yeah, let's weigh it, right? I was doing my whole guesstimation on head weight. I don't know. This feels about like a 3-pound head. I'm guessing it is just over, maybe like 3 pounds, 2 ounces, something like that. We'll see. See how calibrated my hand is. 3 pounds, 5 ounces. Okay. So slightly, not quite 3.5. It probably started life as a 3.5 pound head. But after you take the mushrooming off on the pole, that might be able to just over 3 pounds. So, because that is a bit of mushrooming. It's still a lighter head, for sure. And I just like it, so let's clean it up on the wire wheel and see if we can discover any markings on it. Alright, so this is, I think there used to be something on this pole. I think those are remnants of letters. I cannot make out what they used to be, what they were. I'm on like the 10x zoom, so sorry if it's a terrible quality and shaky, but yeah, trying to show you the best. Like when you hold it at just a certain light, you can almost make out vaguely letter-shaped things, but they're so distorted from the mushrooming that I can't. It said something there. What that something was, I probably will never know. But maybe you can see it better from. Yeah, no. I think that's something just lost to time, right? I think it's a bit of a stretch to say there's still something there. But you never know. Maybe one of you guys will recognize part of it, pick it out, and be like, oh yeah, it's this. Either way, I think the head cleaned up nice. I didn't really go crazy with the wire wheel because I'm really not sure what I'm doing with it yet. Like I said, this mushrooming is bad, so I'll definitely be taking it off. So maybe this is a good candidate for kind of refreshing the whole head. The pitting on it really isn't super bad. So maybe like a little bit of a pit and polish. That might not be a bad go at this. So I do like the shape of this head though. If you look down it this way, again, the shape of the eye makes me think it's older. Just with it kind of, you can see that shape there where you can tell where they set the drift in and opened it up. The eye's nice and straight, which is nice. It's also got a nice high center line, so it makes me think it's older. This will be a good one to put a nice. Honestly, the toes may be just slightly worn, but not bad. This one looked really nice with a nice big banana grind on it. Yeah. So, what grind would you guys put on it if you were to do it? Looks like someone took it to a grinder at one point, but I did touch it with the file just to the edge just to see if it was like super soft or if it was still relatively hard, and it still felt hard. So whoever took the grinder to it doesn't feel like they ruined the temper. So should be in good shape there. But yeah, that'll be a thick one. That'll be a nice kind of all-purpose splitter chopper. It's actually got a decent edge. Not super sharp, but it's I gotta be careful. So. Flip side. Yeah, there wasn't anything in there. And the mushrooming's so bad that I could barely even get any wire wheels in there to clean it up. So definitely even less of a chance of me picking out anything identifiable. But I like the head. The shape of the eye just makes me think it's a little bit older. I can't see a lamination line. But maybe. Maybe. It's hard to tell. You can definitely tell that, like, right about here, you can tell that's where that either the temper line or the steel, it's an overlaid bit maybe, where that steel changes because just the patina and stuff like that changes right about at that point. So maybe it is an overlaid bit. Kind of hard to say, but let me know what you think. How far should I go with it? Should I clean up the pole? I'll probably clean up the pole, but how far should I go with cleaning up the head? Should I just clean up the pole and then call it good? Put an edge on it, hang it, run with it? Should I give it a little more love and make it a little more presentable? And what handle should I put it on? Should I put it on the BNC? It's really what I'm leaning towards. I know I was going to put that one Craftsman head on it, but I don't know. The fact that this fits so nice, and I just think it'd be a better pairing. I'll carve something for the Craftsman Craftsman head. Or do I do a house handle and tune that up? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. But it's getting late. I want to edit this and upload it prior to the morning, so that's as far as we're taking it tonight. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for the Apprentice Swivel Draw Vise video when I finally get that edited and uploaded. So lots of fun stuff coming up. Take care, everyone. Thanks.